This week saw 3 explosions shake India's commercial hub. The explosions went off in quick succession during Wednesday's rush hour, causing more than 100 injuries and numerous deaths. The reaction has been one of shock and anger that coordinated attacks like this could take place in Mumbai again. It's not the first time the city has faced attacks, but these are the deadliest since November 2008, when gunmen killed more than 165 people during a 3-day assault. This week's India Business Report looks at the impact of these attacks and the longer-term implications for India's financial capital. But first, here's what happened. 3 bomb blasts within 15 minutes ripped through crowded parts of the city during evening rush hour. The Opera House district, one of 3 areas targeted, was packed with people when the explosion took place. Witnesses recall scenes of chaos and confusion.
I
heard a loud blast, and when I looked out, I saw bodies being taken away. Some on motorbikes, some being carried away. It was only then I realized that a bomb has gone off. It happened during a busy time of the evening. There would have been around 6,000 people in this area.
It's in this lane where the largest number of people have died in these attacks, and investigators have been combing all 3 sites where explosions took place to find any clues as to what's transpired and who may be responsible. It may be some time before a clear picture emerges, but already people in this city are asking why it's been targeted once again. Locals living around the Opera House blast site move out, carrying their belongings through the debris. They, along with many others here, are questioning Mumbai's security. The government has cautioned against pointing fingers of blame, and the chief of Maharashtra's anti-terror unit is calling for patience.
See, investigation is a long-drawn, patient process. You cannot rush to conclusions. You cannot ask for instant results.
The body of a victim arrives for burial. Mumbaikars are now performing the last rites for those killed in these attacks. They are the deadliest since November 2008, when gunmen launched a 3-day assault on the country's commercial hub. Life has, for the most part, gone back to normal now in Mumbai. But many here and across India are now asking what kind of long-term implications such attacks may have. As Mumbai woke to the aftermath of the blasts on Thursday, most people and workplaces went back to normal life. To gauge the mood, we asked commuters at the city's biggest train station, Victoria Terminus, for their reactions to what had happened.
Unlike in your USA, there is only one terrorism. They are very smart to contain that terrorism. Thereafter, there was no terrorist violence in their country.
The policemen were not there at the spot. Even the news channels, I think they came faster than policemen. So it's completely shocking for us.
But Bombay comes back to normal, but still that fear is there. What will happen? For some days nothing
What
was
next?
there.
Like that, we have that feeling.
This is Mumbai. They don't react too much. It happens, the next day they go to their work properly.
I mean, I feel helpless. I mean, nothing can be done. Every time some group of terrorists comes and just have a, do a couple of blasts, they just go away. So it's really unfortunate what is happening.
Jara bhi safe nahi hai.
It's not safe. It's not safe at all. When you're at home, you're supposed to be safe. India is my home and it's not safe.
To come out of it, we need a lot of strength, but we are trying our level best because we have to rise about and we have to continue with life.
Mumbai gets back to normal within hours. Within hours, not even 1 or 2 days, within hours.
The blasts occurred in some of the city's most bustling business areas. Here, the Opera House district, known as a diamond trading hub, Zaveri Bazaar, the city's famous gold market, and Dadar in the north. Adrian Murray went to find out how small businesses have been immediately affected.
There are no customers at this shop in Mumbai's Zaveri Bazaar. A day after a bomb exploded just streets away, it's one of only a handful to have opened its doors. After the blast, owner Deepak Jain says he helped victims. Today his shop is unsurprisingly quiet. but he hopes things will soon get back to normal.
All business people will come tomorrow, but customers will take around 5, 10, 15, 20 days normal. They will get afraid to come now Zawari Bazaar.
On a normal business day, it's streets like these in the heart of Zawari Bazaar that would be heaving with trade. But as you can see, there's no gold or silver in sight. In fact, all the jewellery stores have their shutters firmly down. This is the centre for India's gold and jewellery business. Millions of dollars worth of deals are done each day. But disruption from the attacks has resulted in a loss of trade and hurt local livelihoods. It's not the first time this thriving community of merchants and traders has been a target. Attacks here in 1993 and 2003 also saw dozens killed. Local business owners are worried the areas could be targeted again and say more needs to be done to provide security.
Every businessman here is afraid now. This place has been targeted for a third time. Now what is going to happen ahead? No one is thinking about that. The government will have to help us in every way.
Another of the blasts happened here in Dada, in the centre of the city. No one was killed by the explosion, but these shops felt the impact of the blast. Rohit Gala runs this glass-selling business. He was serving a customer when one of the explosions happened directly across the road from his shop.
Now there has been a bomb blast, the business has been affected. I haven't got customers the way I normally do. Also the road was closed here as this is the bomb blast site. And after the bomb blast, people will be too scared to come out for at least 2 to 3 days. So business will be affected.
The usually bustling trading areas of Dada, Opera House and Zaveri Bazaar may be quiet for now. But Mumbai's business communities are resilient and remain confident that trade will soon be back to normal. For them, it's the loss of lives rather than the loss of livelihoods that remain the immediate concern.
The blasts come at a time when foreign investment in India has been under pressure, but could prevailing security concerns also knock investor confidence? Adrian Murray asked D.R. Dogra, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Care Ratings, whether events such as the attacks could have a longer-term impact on Mumbai's reputation as a financial hub.
I think if you talk from the security perspective, certainly this is one of the biggest challenge to us, and government will have to take necessary steps to beef up security. But if we talk of impact of this terrorism attack on business and trade, I don't think this might have some impact to some extent in the initial stages, but I think all those delegations which get cancelled now will restart after some point of time.
What sort of impact do these types of events have on business and investor sentiment?
I don't think they have wide and far-reaching implications on business and trade, because after all, business and trade looks at fundamentals and policy stance of the government. The foreign institutions are looking at this with the proper perspective, and that's the reason why if you look at inflows of foreign funds into India during the last 1 or 2 months, they have been quite positive on this. If you look at other alternatives, I don't think there are many other alternatives for any foreign investors. Look at the position in Europe or US or even Japan. I think emerging countries like India will attract this money, because here the business will flourish, and we are doing much better than many other countries in the world.
Sadly, it's not the first time that Mumbai has seen these types of attacks. Do you think the ongoing security situation hurts Mumbai's reputation at all as a financial centre?
Yes, to some extent you may be right, but I think I will be the devil's advocate here. I will think that government should take a cue out of this and beef up the Security Act and make the conditions more workable for business community in India, especially in Bombay.
The attacks in November 2008 were of greater severity. How long did it take the business community then to regain confidence and recover?
Despite a greater challenge to us in 2008, business community and foreign investors have again come back to India, and with, I think, the level of foreign participation was after 2008 was much bigger as compared to the last few years before that, and that shows the strength Indian economy has. And I think business and economy will certainly see the fundamentals, and all those foreign investment will start pouring in again, once again.
There was an initial panic though.
Yes, there would be panic for some time because all these things put pressure on, but anyway, by any connotation, we cannot be compared to any other volatile country where situation is much grave. We cannot be by any barometer, we cannot be treated as a dangerous country to work or to do business with.
It's time for us to take a short break now, but stay with us because when we come back, we'll be taking a look at some of the other business stories that have been affecting India. We'll be right back.